Welcome to Bad Teacher Tales, real talk, stories, and advice for teachers and those who love them. Each episode, Scara and Sly bring you the good, the bad, and the what the hell of daily teacher life. If we make you laugh, gasp, or question your career choices, hit like, share, and subscribe. Have a story to share? Link is in the notes. Drop it like a late assignment. All educational contributors are welcome, even our heroic custodians. You see everything and know the real dirt, so don't be shy. Send it in. These opinions aren't necessarily those of the hosts or Bad Teacher Tales. Some content may not be suitable for children. I know. Listener discretion advised.
Welcome to Bad Teacher Tales. As you listen to this episode, keep in mind that this is a self-produced and edited podcast with no prior knowledge of how podcasts work. I have learned and grown since these earlier episodes. I promise the quality gets better as you move through Season 1 and into Season 2. As an educator, I value the learning process and work to give my students grace as they make mistakes along the way. Please allow us these same considerations while listening to these earlier episodes. Thank you.
So when we had lunch, I was telling you that my daughter was having severe separation anxiety, and the Grinch was playing a huge part in that. So I made the Grinch spray. I did make it.
Okay.
And she sprays it every night and she sprays it every morning. Life is great.
Right. So just so anyone that's listening, if they don't know, I call it monster spray.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so I just take some water and baby oil and some glitter and in a spray bottle, like one of those little tiny spritz bottles. And you call it monster spray, and you can spray the room so that it keeps the monsters away from invading your nightmares.
Which is wonderful. And my daughter loves it. She loves it. However, we have now leveled up.
Okay.
So we haven't been able to sleep. My husband and I haven't been able to sleep in the same bed for the last week. So every other night, we're alternating who sleeps in the room with her.
Been there.
And so last night, so we were sleeping on an air mattress, and then my cat decided to make too many biscuits on the air mattress. And so we moved a recliner in there, and life was great. I was sleeping so well. I slept so well that I capsized the recliner at 1:30 in the morning, and I did a whole somersault into the closet.
But it was brilliant.
And I texted my husband as I'm still curled up inside the closet. I'm like, hey, are you by chance still awake right now? Didn't get a response. I was like, okay, got it. So I had to do everything. And you know what? That little child stayed asleep the entire time.
How do they do that? How do they do that?
I can get up and open the door to go to the bathroom, and she's like, what are you doing?
Right, because she knew that your presence has been removed from her space, and they feel that in their bones. But somehow me full on capsizing this recliner. That is crazy. Oh my gosh.
It was amazing.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Luckily, her closet has a whole bunch of stuffed animals in it, so I had a pretty solid landing.
Oh my goodness. All right, you ready for our first story?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is called Maybe I Should Stay. And it is from an elementary self-contained teacher in Houston, Texas. And here goes. It was my first teaching job and first day on campus a couple weeks into the school year. HR was still processing my paperwork, but the principal had invited me to come in for an hour to see my room and meet my first set of students. She walked me down the hall, pointing out the different rooms and introducing me to one of the other first grade teachers with whom I would be working. As we approached my new classroom, I could hear the children from beyond the door. I entered and was overwhelmed with the atmosphere that confronted me. The students were all over the place, some sitting in desks, some on desks, some bunched around the substitute, some running around the room, others rushing to confirm I was the new teacher. The sub was yelling at a student, though I couldn't determine which. The principal excused herself to return to her office, where I
No.
later learned she would stay 90% of the school year. Oh, I've definitely had a principal like that.
Man, what a great introduction to this classroom.
Woo! And the principal's just like, peace.
Here you go. Bye.
Don't even officially work here yet. Later. Maybe she thought she was getting a little extra free labor or something.
Maybe.
Oof. But the principal excused herself to her office, and she'd stay there for 90% of the school year. That's a lot. That's
a lot. Yeah.
That makes a huge difference. A principal that's willing to come out and, interact with the students, get to know the students, be present. The students know that they exist.
Man, I loved it. I could just text my principal and be like, hey, we're doing this really cool thing in my classroom. Come down and see it. And they would be there in like 0.2 seconds. It's like amazing.
I love that. Yeah, I've got principals like that now as well. It's the amount of support you feel when you're able to communicate and have those people show up.
It makes the world of difference to the kids.
Oh, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's more. The place was a disaster. There was a bookshelf in the back with, not exaggerating, 2 full feet high and maybe 6 feet wide of papers, textbooks, and reading books just sitting atop it. Not organized or even looking like it had been touched in years. There were no decorations or color anywhere. The walls were bare and uninviting. Desks were not placed in any logical manner, facing several different ways, grouped in some areas, obviously moved by students to fit their own desires.
Love it.
I wonder who runs this classroom. Broken pencils and food wrappers littered the floor. Oh my goodness. That is my biggest pet peeve.
If it's like a rogue pencil or a rogue pen, whatever, it happens. But food wrappers, come on now.
Right? And broken pencils, that's trash at this point. I'm with you on the rogue pencils. I like those because it means I have one to give to the next student that doesn't.
Exactly.
You leave your pencil, now it's a loaner.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I just gift it to someone because I don't know who it belongs to. But you know what? This is really indicative of how we come in when we're even just kind of every year. For some teachers, I know they have to take everything down off the walls and remove all their personal things. Yeah, you have to do that.
I have to do that. I had to take everything off my walls before this summer.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wouldn't decorate as much if I had to do that. And, I love my wonderful Harry Potter decorated room.
And see, that's what I'm going for. I want to decorate it Harry Potter. It's fine.
Well, I spend more time there during the school year than I do at my own home. I got to feel comfortable. So
exactly.
Yeah, and be welcoming, inviting for the kiddos as well. But yeah, I remember coming in my first day, just absolutely nothing on the walls, just sterile, and so I can imagine what this teacher is seeing.
Good.
And I'm imagining these kids just running around like crazy people and sitting on desks. And
have you seen that movie? It's called Kindergarten Cop, and it has Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
I haven't
That's
seen
exactly what I'm imagining right now.
I'm imagining spitballs and paper airplanes. Now, she doesn't say any of that was happening, but in my mind, it does. It makes the mental image better, or not better, but you know what I mean. More interesting.
More interesting for our creative minds,
Yes. So despite the uneasiness the state of the room brought on, I stooped down to meet my kids. I always call them my kids too, not my students.
Same.
Many were full of smiles and excitement, and my uneasiness quickly dissipated. Some were unsure and suspicious of me. Others wanted to hug and tell me their life story right away.
Yep.
I hugged those who wanted it and told them that we would have plenty of time to get to know each other. But for now, I wanted to observe their sub and see what they did during the day. It immediately became apparent the sub had no intention of teaching me or even the students anything.
Great.
Within 2 minutes of my arrival, she told me she needed to use the restroom and left before I could conjure a response. I was taken aback, not only by her lack of manners, but her willingness to leave a stranger alone with a room full of kids. Oh,
Whoa.
oh man.
Oof, okay.
The district's background check had not even been completed. I was not even officially licensed, but on a probationary teaching certificate. This gets better. For all she knew, I could be some crazy mass murdering psychopath who targeted children. And yet here I was, alone in the classroom with 25 little humans, waiting to see what I would do.
I love it so much.
I mean, the last description, first the principal's like, peace, then the sub's like, peace.
And then it's like, oh, okay.
I almost don't blame the sub right now. She's like, I just need a break, girl. Just
truly,
don't let them die for a few minutes. I just gotta pee, I don't know. The principal wasn't helping.
God, no.
I went to put my purse down behind the teacher's desk and noticed several bottles sitting on the desk. You got to be kidding me, I thought, on top of leaving a bunch of 6-year-olds with a potential mass murderer. She left them with a bunch of prescription pills within reach. I made a mental note to keep an eye on the bottles and turn back to the children. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so nervous.
The just sheer number of potential lawsuits that I've already read.
Just everything, like, oh my God. Okay.
Ooh. All right, let's see. It's got to get better at some point, right?
It's gotta.
There didn't seem to be anything in particular they were working on. I asked what they were supposed to be doing for work and learned that there were no set lessons. They brought to my attention that a couple of the paper stacks on the back bookshelf were completed assignments, worksheets really, that they had been working on for the last week. The expectation was to complete a worksheet or coloring page, bring it to the substitute, and get a new one. And that's all they did. All day, worksheet, coloring page, worksheet, coloring page. My heart is breaking. I asked if there were different kinds of worksheets, math, science, history. Not really, they responded. A few students told me that they just did the coloring pages because they didn't know what to do on the worksheets, and the sub wouldn't tell them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so she said a bunch of 6-year-olds. She said elementary and 6-year-olds. It's got to be what? Kindergarten, first grade?
That's kindergarten.
Those poor babies.
Those poor babies.
Here's your work, but I don't know I'm not going to tell you what you need to do.
Have fun.
Don't like it? Color all day long. Like, even kids get tired of coloring.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So at least 20 minutes had elapsed since the sub went to the restroom. That's in quotes, by the way. And by the time she returned, I wasn't sure I should leave her alone with these kids.
You make a valid point. I'm just saying.
I don't think I would want to leave.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So I think that was the end of that story, but she has a postscript, or he. I'm assuming she, because, well. Okay. Postscript. I later found out that my class roster was formed because the school had more kids enrolled in that grade than anticipated, and they needed a third class.
Okay.
Well, the principal, not wanting to create additional work for herself, a common theme throughout the year, asked the other oh my gosh, asked the other teachers in the grade to decide which kids they wanted to put in that third class. Let that sink in a moment. The teachers had a month to get to know these students and were given the opportunity to choose which kids were removed from their classroom. Suffice to say, it was a rough first year.
That's awful.
Oh my
But
goodness.
also, not gonna lie, if I were ever given that option, I'm just saying.
you know, I'd like to think I wouldn't.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to be like, oh, I will cherish every single one of these green beans that come into my classroom. But I know for a fact that a lot of them are going to be the bane of my existence.
Well, I'd like to think that if I knew that there was a new teacher coming in, that I would be considerate enough not to choose all the kids that I needed out of my class. But by the sounds of it, that's what happened.
That is
right. It just
the worst.
Kind of worded in the way that like they just got to choose, and she was left with all the kids with probably behavior problems.
Yeah.
I mean, see, I wouldn't do that. In the paper planes, like.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do that. I would be like, okay, I'm gonna pick a kid that doesn't vibe with me sometimes, but then I'm also gonna pick a kid that I know does very good work with me.
Right. Like, okay, like I got 5 kids that, sometimes contribute to my headache. So maybe 2 of them, or even maybe 3 if I'm that teacher, goes to the new class, but not 5.
Yeah,
not
that's
a whole
insane.
Half of the classroom full. Oh,
that's insane.
That poor teacher.
Oy. All right.
All right.
So this is the why we do this.
Okay.
This is from an elementary self-contained teacher from Houston, Texas. And this says, I used to teach first grade, and we had an interactive calendar weather circle we would do daily. Once, when we were talking about the calendar and the days of the week, I asked a student what day it was. Friday, they said. And how do you know it's Friday? I asked, expecting her to point to the calendar and how that day's date was under the Friday label, etc. Instead, the student says, because all the teachers are wearing jeans.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's a good indicator, though. If you're still trying to figure stuff out and you're like, okay, if it's the day before the weekend. I love that.
That's adorable.
And then it goes, I don't think I have ever had a harder time holding in my laughter. Man, I wouldn't have held in my laughter. I would have I would have squawked laughing so hard at that.
The student must have been like incredibly sincere or something for her to think that she didn't want to like break this child's heart.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm with you.
That could have been a very easy. That could have been a very easy segue. Well, yes, because every Friday, teachers wear jeans.
Because that's the only day we're allowed to wear jeans, and we live for our jeans.
We live for our jeans day.
And I have a coworker. Oh, sorry. Did you want to
you're
finish?
Fine. Yeah, no, good.
Okay, so I have a coworker, and so we get like jean passes, and he like doesn't use his jean passes because he doesn't ever wear jeans. And first of all, there's got to be something wrong with you. But also because he loves me, he always is willing to share his jean pass and gift it to me. And I hope that I'm allowed to do that because I get the jean pass.
Hey, you know what? It's as long as no one else knows, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Right. No one else will know that now. Not one single person.
Not one single person.
Okay. But it's the little things.
It's the little things.
Are the little things.
And then the last sentence of this says, moments like this, being reminded how observant our youth can be, keep me going back.
Aww.
Yeah. And it really is the little things, like whenever Teacher Appreciation Week comes around, and like the kids bring you little gifts and things like that. And they're like, oh, I always see you eating this kind of chocolate, so I got you this kind of chocolate. And I'm like,
Oh,
that's
I
so
love
cute.
that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and it sounds like I've got the opposite problem. Problem? No, it's not a problem, but she's saying that she's reminded that this first grader is observant, maybe more so than she originally thought. And I often have to remind myself, or am reminded by my students, that in middle school they are still young, they're babies, and
Mhm.
sometimes we expect them to do and think through all the things because they're verbally so mature, and they like to behave as if they're so mature, and then
Mhm.
they'll do something. I'm like, yeah, you're 12. Yep.
I totally had that coming. I totally get it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
Aw.
All right. So the next one we are doing is called Things That Work. And this is from a middle school ELA teacher from Houston, Texas. All right. My classroom management is completely dependent upon the relationships I form with my students. Here. If you don't have a good relationship with your students, you're going to have that classroom
Why
in
are
the
you
first
even here?
story. Like, I'm
Yep.
just saying. It's so true, though. So it says that doesn't work with every teacher, but it has proven successful for who I am and the way that I teach. From the first day of school, I am careful with my language. It isn't my class, but our classroom. I want
Ooh,
each.
like that.
I like that too. It gives them
I
a
think
little
I
bit of
might steal
ownership.
that. I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, it's ownership, and I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I want each student to feel essential. I let them know when they are absent, they are going to be missed. Got it.
I do a really terrible job of that. I get so caught up in the day-to-day that I forget how difficult it must be to have missed even just one day in your 7 classes and trying to get caught up. And
with everything.
I'm glad this teacher said that, because now I can have that in my head for this school year. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Our classroom would not function the same without each of us. I achieve this in a few ways. Number 1, communication. Number 2, classroom jobs. Number 3, empathy. Number 4, honesty. Number 5, connection. Number 6, fun. So number 1, communication. This is a twofold. 1, creating good communication protects me as the teacher. I send a weekly email so parents know what is going on and aren't surprised, and I send out periodic progress reports. Student progress in my class should never be a shock. I also tell the parents and students that I want students to communicate with me about their grades and any issues they have. Of course, I am happy to hear from parents, but they're at an age where they need to be the driving force in their own education and advocate for themselves. See, that's
okay. Oh my God. Yes.
That, because I'm totally like, if a parent emails me and they're like, oh, well, why does so-and-so have this grade currently? It's like, well, these are the assignments and these are the ones that so-and-so had turned in. That's what the issue
you're
is.
better than I am. I told them you need to have a conversation with your child, and if their questions can still not be answered after that conversation, then I can communicate with them, because I'm sorry, when I teach 7th and 8th graders. They're perfectly capable of communicating with their parents what is going on in my class, what they should have done, or what they have done, or what they need to do, all the things. They can communicate all the things. So before, and I tell my students, and for me, it's a learning, like, let's grow, right? Let's not just be so used to elementary where my mommy stepped in and now, still takes care of everything. No, let's grow. Why don't you communicate with your parent first? If you just don't have those communication tools yet to get across what your mom needs to know or wants to know, or your dad or your grandparent, whoever, right? But that's fine. Like, I get it, but try first. And
you have to try.
Parents out there, give these kids the credit that they deserve, and let them advocate for themselves. Let them be a driving force. Like this teacher says, let them be a driving force in their own education. It will go better for them. I do know a lot of teachers that just, you know what, there's always bad seeds. And just like every profession, there are bad seed teachers. And I've heard of teachers that say, I don't answer emails to parents. And now I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
But if you teach your kid to be the middleman, then that kid has an ability to say, hey, parent, I tried having this conversation with my teacher, and this is what's going on, parent. And I've done as far as I can do as a student, because yes, you can still only do so much. I'm like going on tangent, but at least this kid is trying to advocate for themselves before a parent has to step in. And then for me, it's like, well, your parent's stepping in because they need to, you know, like,
yeah,
you've done what you can, and now we got to move forward. But yeah, I love that.
I love
the way
that too.
She worded that. A driving force in their education. Wow, I like this teacher. I'm just gonna steal all the
You're probably gonna like this next part because I'm doing a quick scan over and I'm like, oh, okay. So it says, during the first week, the students write me an email. I get an insight into each student through this email alone.
Wait, what is this? Oh, sorry. Okay, she's an ELA teacher. I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, oh, that's interesting. How can I include that in my class? But that's a really easy connection to ELA, but I'm sure I could figure it out. Just do it anyway.
Yes, just do it anyway. It'll make sense. I am an ELA teacher, so of course we go through the structure, mechanics, and formality of writing an email, but the content is the most valuable. This is also a life skill. Through this email and my response, they know they can message me and I will respond.
Oh, okay. Now you're showing their importance.
And yeah, I like that.
Yes, and it is a life skill you have to know how to email depending on the audience.
Because let me tell you, parents out there, I have read some emails from students. And I mean, with the utmost love in my heart for what I do, and knowing that I teach 11, 12, and 13-year-olds. Yikes.
I've talked with an ELA teacher about this before. It's like they have all the skills to write completely correctly, like grammatically correct and punctuation and all the things. And it's like as soon as they walk out of the ELA classroom, they suddenly don't have those skills anymore.
They have no idea what they're doing.
Right. And it's not that they don't, they're just like, I don't need to do it if I'm not an ELA. And it's no, that's not why we're teaching this to you in ELA. It's not for the moment. But it is a life skill. And also on the flip side I have received some emails from students that I was incredibly impressed with. So, I like that idea. And
I really like that. And you know what? That could be like a fun little like introductory thing. Like, hey, here's how you write an email. Send me one real quick. And so that way, hey, guess what? Now you sent me an email. If you ever have a question, just use this email thread.
Right. And you just respond right there, reply to that message.
Yep.
And I like that she's stated that she knows, or the student knows that she will respond. So whatever your information is for me, or question is important to me.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining today's episode of Bad Teacher Tales. If we made your day slightly better, or your job seemed slightly less absurd, hit like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps us caffeinated and somewhat functional. Want to share your story anonymously? The link in the notes is open 24/7, something your planning period can only dream of. Just kidding, those don't exist. Stories from all corners of education are welcome. Anyone who witnesses the madness and magic, we want your tales. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at @BadTeacherTales to drop your tales, memes, and coping strategies. Got suggestions, comments, questions, or topic ideas? Email us anytime at badteachertales@gmail.com. Unlike Teachers on Fridays, we actually read them. See you again soon. Try not to quit before then.